And today's lecture is going to be delivered by Professor Mufutau Olaoye Atayese from the Department of Animal Physiology and Crop Production in the College of Plant Science and Crop Production. And we are seizing this opportunity to welcome everybody here seated, former principal officers of the university seated. We want to welcome the representative of the Ogunshua of Modakeke and his entourage, High Chief Engineer Folorunsho Awoniyi. Please, may we rise for the procession? May we rise for the procession. Please let us rise for the procession. The time is now. We are starting the lecture proper. Please let us rise for the procession. And the procession is led here by the HOD of the inaugural lecturer, that is Professor Thomas Oladimeji Fabumi. Okay, let's have our seat, please. So once again, we want to welcome every one of us to the 83rd inaugural lecture of the Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta. And on this side of the hall, in the procession, we have our Vice Chancellor and the chairman of this inaugural lecture. Please, let's welcome Professor. Once again, welcome to the 83rd inaugural lecture of the Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta. Please, may we rise for the national anthem, to be followed by FUNAB anthem. FUNAB anthem.
Our nation brave.
Thank you very much. Please let's have our seat. We have today our chairman of this inaugural lecture and vice chancellor. Please let's welcome Professor Olushola Babatunde Kehinde, fellow Genetic Society of Nigeria, fellow Institute of Health and Safety. You're welcome, sir. We also have next seated to him, the Deputy Vice Chancellor Academic, Professor Christian Ikeobi. Please a round of applause for him. And our acting registrar, Mrs. Oluwatoyin Dawudu. You're welcome, ma'am. We also have the acting bossa, Mr. Olukayode Oshinuga. You're welcome, sir. We have the university librarian, Dr. Abayomi Owolabi. You're welcome, sir. Seated next to him is the chairman, Committee of Deans and Directors, and also the Dean, College of Animal Science and Livestock Production, Professor Olushiji Showande. You're welcome, sir. And we have the Dean of our inaugural lecturer, that is the Dean, College of Plant Science and Crop Production, Professor Jonathan Jeremiah Atungu. You're welcome, sir. The department of our inaugural lecturer, from the Department of Plant Physiology and Crop Production, PP and CP, Professor Thomas Oladimeji Fabumi. You're welcome, sir. We want to welcome everybody seated and the family of the inaugural lecturer, led by Dr. Mrs. Adijat Olabisi Atayese. You're welcome, ma'am. Today's inaugural lecturer is a plant nutritionist who will detail us about his foray into crop nutrition and production, which will dovetail into food security for our livelihood. Therefore, ladies and gentlemen, we have here seated our 83rd inaugural lecturer of the Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta, from the Department of Plant Physiology and Crop Production in the College of Plant Science and Crop Production, and also a one-time dean of that college. Please, let's welcome our inaugural lecturer, Professor Mufutau Olaoye Atayese, who will be discussing securing the producer, crop nutrition, and food security. Please let's also welcome our co-plant family in beautiful Ankara outfits. A round of applause for them. The deans and directors seated, and all our eminent guests, please, we welcome you. Please let's give ourselves a round of applause for making it here today. At this point, permit me to specially invite the Vice Chancellor, who will give us a detail and properly bring on board our 83rd inaugural lecturer. Please let's welcome our Vice Chancellor, Professor Olushola Babatunde Kehinde.
Thank you very much. Please, you can have your seat. You can have your seat. The Deputy Vice Chancellor, Academic, the Acting Registrar, the Acting Bossa, the University Librarian, other distinguished guests on the high table, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I have standing beside me the 83rd inaugural lecturer of our university, and I want you to please welcome with me Professor Mufutau Olaoye Atayese. I'm pleased to welcome you all to the 83rd edition in the series of inaugural lectures of the Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta. This is the 5th in the College of Plant Science and Crop Production, and the 1st from the Department of Plant Physiology and Crop Production. To God be the glory. Our inaugural lecturer of today, Professor Mufutau Olaoye Atayese, was born on the 31st January 1964 to the family of Pa Salau Oyejide Atayese of blessed memory and Alhaja Falila Motolani Atayese. Father passed on to glory very early in life of our inaugural lecturer, leaving 3 boys and a girl and a pregnant mother, who later gave birth to another boy, the 5th child of the family. Alhaja Falila Atayese took up the challenges of a hectic parenthood of five children well over 2 decades before respite came through her firstborn, the only girl who assiduously all of them through. Professor Emu Atayese attended local authority primary school, Amudaoba, Mudakeke, between 1969 and 1975. Proceeded to Mudakeke Islamic Grammar School between 1975 and 1980, where he graduated with what was then known as Grade 1. Thereafter, he attended the Oyo State College of Art and Science, Ile-Ife, between 1980 and 1982, before proceeding to the University of Lagos to study botany and graduated in 1985. In 1988, he continued his search for knowledge at the University of Ibadan, where he obtained his Master's and Doctor of Philosophy in Plant Physiology degrees in February 1990 and November 1995, respectively, under the great ecophysiologist, Professor Olaoye Oshonubi. Through the assistance of African Bioscience Grant and Early Farming Network for Africa, that's AFNETA, and tutelage of another known renowned scientist at the International Institute for Tropical Agriculture, Dr. K. Mulongoy. Work career. Professor Atayese started his teaching as a youth corps member at the General Muritala Mohammed College, Yola, in the former Gongola State, and reported as a special public worker in the Oyo State Ministry of Agriculture and Natural Resources, Ibadan, under the special federal government intervention for employment by the Ibrahim Babangida administration from 1986 to 1989. Almost at the twilight of the PhD program, he was employed by the Federal Forestry Research Institute in 1994, but hardly had he reported before the offer from the then University of Agriculture, Abeokuta, as an assistant lecturer came in September 1994. In 1995, he was upgraded to the position of Lecturer 2. And while on the postgraduate program, Professor Atayese was offered research fellowship by the International Institute of Tropical Agriculture, IITA. He rose steadily to the position of senior lecturer in 2001. Because of his background, Professor Atayese taught in the Department of Biological Sciences in the former College of Natural Sciences of this university. Similarly, he utilized his sabbatical leave at the Lagos State University, Department of Botany, between 2007 and 2008. He rose to the position of a reader and then full professorship in 2009 and 2013, respectively. His research thrust. Professor Atayese has supervised over 116 undergraduate students at an average of 4 students per year in the last 29 years. He has also supervised 18 postgraduate students as major supervisor and co-supervised several others within and outside his department and the university. He has produced 3 PhD graduates. He has 4 major research titles in progress, with particular reference in nanoscience and microbial interactions, with emphasis on the rice crop. At the last count, Professor Atayese has 72 scientific publications to his credit in high impact and reputable media within and outside the country. According to Google Scholar, Professor Atayese has 981 citations, HI index of 12 and 10, index of 17 in one of his accounts. In ResearchGate, his R1 score stands at 517.5, His papers read stands at 10,869. Recommendations and 189 and citation of 828. Professor Atayese's research interest score is higher than 61% of research grade members who first published in 1991, just like him, and 88% of all research grade members across disciplines. He's a reviewer of many academic journals. Professor Mufutau Olaoye Atayese has been involved in the following university activities: member and later chairman, Management Committee on Transportation, which is well noted for. Uproad. He was the acting head, Department of Plant Physiology and Crop Ecology, which later restructured to Department of Plant Physiology and Crop Production between 2001 and 2004, and 2009 and 2013. He was a member. He's still a member of the University Senate from 2001 to date. He was a member of the University Ceremonials Committee. He was the chairman admissions committee between 2016 and 2019. He was a member of the Student Disciplinary Committee between 2004 and 2007, and a member review of academic brief for FUNAB in 2019, amongst many others. Other external assignments. Professor Atayese has engaged in the following external academic activities: external examiner for postgraduate programs and professorial assessor to many universities, including the Institute of Ecology and Environmental Sciences, Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife, Department of Soil Science, University of Ilorin, Department of Pure and Applied Biology, Ladoke Akintola University of Technology, Ogbomoso, Department of Botany and Microbiology, as well as Department of Agronomy, University of Ibadan, Department of Agronomy, University of Ilorin, and University of Development Studies, Ghana, as well as Ibrahim Babangida University in Lapai. He's a member of the Governing Council, West African Union University, Cotonou, Republic of Benin. Professor Atayese is a member of the following professional societies: Wheat Science Society of Nigeria, Botanical Gardens, Botanical Society of Nigeria, Agricultural Society of Nigeria, and the Organic Agriculture Project in tertiary institutions in Nigeria. He was the secretary, LOC, Agri Society of Nigeria Conference in Abeokuta in 2003. Grassroots linkage and community services. Professor Atayese is not only involved in academic activities, he was the chairman, Ebamidupe Temidiri Estate, Bonogun Obantuko Abeokuta, 2016 to 2019. And also the chairman, Transformer Restoration Committee. I think you'll understand that. In Ebamidupe Temidiri Estate, Obantuko Abeokuta. And of course, not just about academics and community works alone. Professor Atayese is the current Somori Adini of Obantoko Muslim community. Egbolon Tobi, Allahu Akbar. He was involved in the donation of deep well to Odeda Community Health Center, Alogi Obantoko, and is a recipient of the Humanitarian Award from the Rotary Club of Obantoko District 9110 in recognition of selfless service and continuous support to humanity. Professor Mufutau Olaoye Atayese enjoys playing and watching soccer. He plays table tennis and lawn tennis, as well as the game of chess. Private life. Professor Atayese is married to Dr. Adija Olabisi Atayese, the staff of this university, and they are blessed with 5 children. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to invite Professor Mufutau Olaoye Atayese, a team player, a dedicated teacher and researcher, a manager of men and resources, and a fellow Agricultural Society of Nigeria, to present the 83rd inaugural lecture of this university titled Securing the Producer, Crop Nutrition and Food Security. Thank you for your attention. God bless you all. Prof.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Mr. VC, sir, I don't know if I can start this lecture with a remark from a friend, very long time friend. I called him day before yesterday. But I'll be having my lecture next tomorrow. His name is Alani. He's sitting down somewhere now, looking at me. And he said, which one is in lecturer? I said, the lecture that we present in the university by professors. He said, well, in what? University wa ẹ̀yin lọ́run ní ìjókòó sí ẹ ń bá sùn òkú ní rí mi. So on this note, I want to promise that within the 1 hour I have, I will present something that will not make people sleep. So I seek your attention because I'm very sure at the end of this lecture, at least one thing somebody will take home. The Vice Chancellor, sir, the Deputy Vice Chancellor, the Deputy Vice Chancellor Development, the Bursar, the Registrar, the University Librarian, Dean, College of Plant Science and Crop Production, Deans of other colleges, Student Affairs and Postgraduate School, Directors of Institute and Academic Center, Head, Department of Plant Physiology and Crop Production, members of the University Senate, all academic staff, all non-teaching staff, all special guests and friends of the university, members of my family and friends, distinguished fellows and members of the Agricultural Society of Nigeria, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen, great Funabite. Oh, you are still around. You are welcome to this lecture. With profound humility and heartfelt gratitude to Almighty God, I stand before you today to deliver an inaugural lecture. This has been made possible by the esteemed tradition of our university, which recognizes the importance of showcasing the academic pursuit of our professors on occasions such as this. I extend my deepest appreciation to the Vice Chancellor and Chairman of Senate, Professor Olushola Babatunde Kehinde, for granting me the privilege to present this lecture, which is the fourth in the Department of Crop Production and Plant Physiology, 17 in the College of Plant Science and Crop Production, and the 83rd in the Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta. As I embark on this journey, I am aware of the responsibility entrusted to me, and I approach this task with utmost dedication and reverence. It is my most sincere hope that this inaugural lecture will serve as a platform to illuminate the intricate pathways that lead us from the soil beneath our feet to the nourishing bounty of the sumptuous meals that grace our tables. Together, let us take a trip into the captivating world of crop nutrition and production, where the near extremes of human creativity, cutting-edge research, and innovative strategies converge to unlock the full potential of our agricultural practices through a comprehensive exploration of soil dynamics, nutrient management, sustainable and innovative cultivation techniques. We endeavor to pave way for the enhanced crop nutrition to contribute to the noble pursuit of global food security. May this inaugural lecture ignite the flames of curiosity, inspire collaborative endeavors, and stimulate a passion for transformative change in the realm of crop nutrition. With humility and gratitude, I invite you all to join me in this intellectual crusade as we embark on a journey of discovery into the world of crop nutrition. In the lecture titled, Securing the Producer, Crop Nutrition and Food Security. In the beginning, man found all he wanted to eat in his surrounding. And after eviction from the garden, he moved from one place to the another to meet his nutritional requirement. This continued until about 12,000 years ago, when he had to reproduce to replace the free gift of nature in terms of food. At that time, he developed conscious effort to grow what was needed. That effort is what we now refer to as farming. In this case, crop farming. Recall that after the eviction, procreation started and continued up to this moment. As we are seated here, we don't even know, only God knows how many people are pregnant. So, but I know who is not pregnant anyway. Nigeria population contributes about 2.7% of the world's and rank in the list of countries with population. By Google estimate of 2022, she was 225 million. And by the year 2048, she will be approximately 366 million at the current growth rate. We are faced with the problem of how to feed the ever-increasing population. We have many choices, but two of them are feasible. To increase the size of land we cultivate or step up our gains in food production system. The first option had been adopted for more than 200 years. It is no longer sustainable because of man's other competing needs for land. Therefore, we have to step up our gains. A plant is a miracle. Yes, a silent miracle. It is neither capable of talking nor moving from one place to the other, and yet it is able to manufacture its food, unlike animal. It also serves as food for man and other animals. It is therefore referred to as an autotroph. Please note, crops are cultivated plants in simple terms. They are same in functions. Look at this picture. We have the sun. Let me use my pointer. Yes, this is the sun. You can see it. This is a typical plant, though it's a tree, but convenience, I want to use it to explain what I am about to talk about, because this is where the deal is. These are the leaves, this is the stem, and these are the roots. The roots occupies space within the soil. In the soil, you have water that may come through rain or through irrigation. The root takes up water, you can see it, takes up water and goes to the leaf to combine with carbon dioxide, which is about some 0.03% in the atmosphere, to convert it to glucose. That is the simplest sugar, using the energy of the sun inside structures of leaf that are referred to as chlorophyll. At the end of the combination, you have sugar, and that is why I've designated that with cubes of sugar. If it is only one, it is glucose. When the system continues, it becomes 2 glucose, 3 glucose, 4 glucose, 5. But we have a term with which you describe that. Simple sugar, 1. 2 sugar, disaccharide. Oligosaccharide, when there are not many. Polysaccharide, when there are so many. But polysaccharide plus will lead to starch. And when this starch is produced, the plant uses it for its own maintenance and growth. But sometimes they produce more than they need. And nature has designed it in such a way that there are certain structures of the plant that have been modified to store excess food. In this case, starch. I am using starch as an example because it's one of the simplest molecules. Protein is manufactured the same way, and some other molecules like that. So when this food continues, then they have to be stored somewhere. And like I said, certain structures of the plant have been designed to keep all this food. When they are stored in the fruit and leaves, as we have in vegetables and fruits, it is the food that is manufactured by plant that are stored in this structure. Sometimes they are stored in the stem, in most cases underground, and that is when you have your yam. When they are stored in the roots, you have your cassava, you have your carrot, you have some other plants like that, and even coconut. This reminds me of Ebenezer Obey with his song, Omi ọ̀nà tó mi ń bá wọnú àgbọn, wọ́n wá wọ́n rí, wọ́n lé wọ́n bá. But when I got this, and I changed that song, I said, àti wá, àti rí, ọ̀nà tó mi ń bá wọnú àgbọn, àwa mọ́. But the same way. This is where it gets interesting. You have now known how your food is manufactured and converted, what you pick from your farms. Now, these dynamics must be sustained. If it has to be sustained, certain things are needed. And those things are what we call plant nutrients. And that is why I come in. There are various types of plant nutrients. We have the ones we have classified as basic plant nutrients, primaries and secondary plant nutrients. We have the macronutrients. Those are the ones that are needed in large quantity. The micronutrients are the ones needed in little quantity. But all of them are essential. They are essential because without any of them, the life cycle of a plant will not complete. Even if it's complete, you will not have what you require. That is why sometimes when there is no nutrient supplied to a particular plant, you don't have good growth, or you don't have good yield, and all of that. But primarily, what is the percentage? Primarily, this reminds me of an inaugural church I attended in somewhere in Delta State. They brought water, and the man said, "What is the percentage?" It's not alcohol now; it's water. so I guess this is 0% anyway. Inside the soil, you have these nutrients. They are found there naturally, and that is what has happened over the years. Between 200,000 years ago and now, we have continuously explored the soil for this nutrient. And as such, when you use something continuously, definitely there will be depletion. And when there's depletion, you have to replace it. And that is where we come in. So these nutrients must be available in the right quantity and at the right time. The role of nutrients, I don't want to bore us with this. It is available in the book, and you can also see at a glance. For instance, this nutrient in combination sometimes have specific role they play in plants. And singly, they also have specific roles. But let me just tell you about reproduction, which is the most important. Phosphorus, magnesium, zinc, and boron, they are very necessary. If you don't have enough phosphorus, boron, and zinc, there won't be good reproduction for a particular plant. So and on like that. I don't want to waste time on this. It is straightforward. Then, when these nutrients are lacking or not enough in quantities, the leaves of the affected plant show some symptoms. In the 71st inaugural lecture of this university, delivered by my very good friend, Professor Enikome, of the Crop Protection Department of this university, plants were referred to as inaudible. Yes, they are inaudible, but they communicate effectively with us, plant scientists, we understand. So when there is severe nitrogen deficiency, this is what you see. When potassium is deficient, this is what you see. So it's self-explanatory because of the time. This is what we call deficiency symptoms display. Now, what are the mechanisms with which nutrients are taken up by plant? Of course, I have described the nature's intricate highways in the tree. If you see that tree, it looks like an expressway. One is going on the left, one is coming on the right. So it's an highway as far as we are concerned. But there's also symbiotic relationship. This involves association of plant roots with certain organisms in the soil. Leguminous plants engage with nitrogen-fixing bacteria. In such relationship, the abundant gaseous nitrogen, the atmosphere, which is about 78%, is converted to use through the root nodules in the process called nitrogen fixation by this bacteria. But when fungi are involved, they enhance the process of water and mineral nutrients uptake, thereby increasing the plant's ability to survive. This is called mycorrhizal symbiosis. Please note that nutrient sensing ability and adaptation are natural endowments of plant roots. There are challenges in crop nutrition, starting from soil variability. A soil of about 10 by 10 square meters could have different nature in terms of nutrient composition, organic matter composition, and all of that. And so because of this, it becomes difficult to apply blanket fertilizer on a plot of land. So imagine somebody that has 10 hectares. So how are you going to do it to apply the required nutrient to that particular spot where you have put your seed? So this one will lead to excessive use of fertilizer. Because if a spot is there and you have put more than what is needed, that's an excessive use of fertilizer. And that one has implication for underground water contamination. Nutrient losses, of course, they are related. There is also need to know the time at which a particular nutrient has to be applied. It's important in crop nutrition. Of course, nutrient deficiency and imbalance is a result of all of this. Then, the biggest of that is the cost. The cost of fertilizer is so much. Well, the solution to maximizing potential of production. This slide is going to be explained better with the next slide. We have various methods, innovations through which crop nutrition can enhance production. We have biofertilizer, for instance, is a type of fertilizer that uses living organisms to improve plant growth and yield, as explained earlier. We have nanotechnology in crop nutrition. Nanotechnology is the study of materials and structures on a very small scale. It has been applied to crop nutrition in several ways. It can be used to deliver nutrients to plants more efficiently or to control the release of nutrients over time. Regenerative process. These are a set of techniques for crop production that focus on improving soil health. The goal is to create a system that is more resilient to climate change and other challenges, while also increasing crop yield. Example includes no-till cropping, cover crop, and crop rotation. Precision agriculture. This is the in thing now. It is a method of crop production that uses technologies to manage resources more efficiently. It involves the use of sensors, GPS, and other tools to collect soil and crop condition data to enable informed decisions about things like irrigation and fertilizer application. Biofortification in crop nutrition. growing crops of high nutritional content from the field through application of specific beneficial element to the crop or to the leaf. Other innovation, as you can see, resulting from some of these things I've discussed. Vertical farming, we have deserts in greenhouse, we have arable in greenhouse, we have aeroponic system. I've just picked this so that, because if you want to mention them one by one, we may not live here today, and I want us to live within 1 hour. So the vertical farming, desert in greenhouse, arable in greenhouse, all of these are to enable us to be able to produce optimally within a very small space. Vertical farming has to do with planting of crops, one after the other in a confined environment. In this case, you need to control the condition. In other words, any crop you want to plant in this, you must know the fertilizer requirement, the relative humidity, the temperature, and all of that. And you have to produce all of this. And it is done. 90% of most of the cropping activities in the Netherlands are through precision agriculture and greenhouse farming. There is also mycorrhizal symbiosis in crop nutrition. I have talked about organisms associating with roots. In this case, it is fungi. You can see these two plants. This is the one that was inoculated, that is, was exposed to mycorrhizal fungi, and this one that was not. This is a greenhouse. It's not my work anyway. You can see the reference, but we have a lot of references to do that. So then we have alley cropping. This is similar to non-till cropping. Here is a type of agroforestry, which is the practice of combining crops and trees in the same field. Here in the alley cropping, rows of crops, as you can see, are planted between rows of trees. Most times these trees are leguminous trees because they have ability to fix atmospheric nitrogen. And when these nitrogen are fixed, they take it into their leaves. And when the leaves are pruned, they are used to mulch the soil. And so when the leaf decompose, they release the nutrients that they have taken up into the crops. So, contribution to these things that we have been talking about. My contribution for convenience, what I've just done was just to take samples of some of this work, because I have to present 28 years of work here. People will get that up before I finish the lecture. So I've divided into 4 major groups. I have mycorrhizal symbiosis and alley farming in crop nutrition. I also have innovative and sustainable management practices in crop nutrition. Then I have human capital development in crop nutrition management. Then, if I have time, I'll talk shortly about the special contribution to the university. Why? Yeah. The first study I will discuss is about the use of mycorrhizal fungi on nutrient uptake and crop productivity in alley cropping system. That was the study I started my career with in the late 80s. This particular study was conducted between 1990 and 1994. And it was conducted in a village in Ibadan, Ajibode. It's the effect of mycorrhizal inoculation on nutrient uptake of hedgerow trees. I had about 3 hedgerows, but I'm reporting only 2 because the result is similar. Lucidia sepium and Lucidia leucocephala. The results showed that the inoculation increased the uptake of phosphorus, potassium, and magnesium in the woody legumes compared to those ones that were not inoculating. By improving nutrient uptake and cycling, mycorrhizal fungi contributed to more efficient nutrient utilization by crops, reducing the need for symbiotic fertilizers and minimizing environmental impact. Atayese 2005, Atayese et al. However, it was also noted that the effect of fungal inoculation vary depending on the location of the hedgerow trees. Those at the base of the slope showed greater survival and higher leaf dry weight than those at the top. In the same study, the results showed that the inoculation with fungus promoted hedgerow leaf biomass, which resulted in increased yield of cassava. The study suggests that mycorrhizal inoculation enhances biomass production of hedgerow trees and nutrient contribution to early crop cassava in Nigeria. Oshonobi et al. 1994. Overall, the use of mycorrhizal fungi in early cropping system offers promising opportunity for sustainable and productive agroforestry system. The other part I also want to talk about, which has to do with sustainable. You recall the emphasis I placed on carbon dioxide when I started the way plant manufactures the food. What we did here was to manipulate carbon dioxide. In other words, we elevate the plant environment to have more carbon dioxide so that we wanted to see what will happen with respect to yield. The finding from this study suggests that both carbon dioxide enrichment and AMF inoculation have positive effect on growth and physiology of soybean plant. But the effect may vary depending on the cultivars and parameter measure. The study provided insight into the mechanism of underlying the effect of carbon enrichment and mycorrhizal inoculation in soybean plants. The increase in the net assimilation rate in response to CO2 enhancement suggests that plants were able to use the additional carbon to enhance photosynthesis and growth. The increase in the relative growth rate in response to elevated carbon dioxide and fungal inoculation suggests that plants were able to allocate more resources to leaf growth and biomass accumulation. In another study, we conducted a study on the inoculation of soybean with highly efficient fungal strain for the Formius mosaic, Claridoglomus ethnicatum, and Rhizophagus intrathesis in 2017 and 18 under feed condition. The results showed that the fungal inoculation brought about higher values for the number of pods per plant, 100 seed weight, straw, and grain yield. The highest grain yield was observed in the R intrathesis treatment, followed by the F mosaic treatment, and the control had the lowest yield. Developing drought-tolerant crop variety is crucial to ensuring food security and sustainable agriculture in Nigeria. The Nerica, that's New Rice for Africa, have gained attention for their improved drought tolerance compared to their traditional counterpart. In the year 2012, we explored the potential of enhancing the drought tolerance of Nerica rice variety through the use of fungi. And the finding confirmed that AMF inoculation had a significant effect on vegetative reproductive growth and development parameter in the performance of Nerica 4, which is significantly increased by application of fungal inoculation. The positive phenotypic, that is growth and development of upland rice varieties to the treatment, were reflected in the yield and yield components, suggesting effective partitioning of assimilate for AMF treated rice in both seasons. Atayese et al. In 2015. This study was sponsored by National, what's their name now? Because I forgot their name because they didn't pay all the money. To provide valuable insight into the potential of AMF as a sustainable and environmentally friendly approach to enhance growth and yield of plant in heavy metal contaminated soil, we conducted numerous studies with Rhizophagus intrathesis, which is a model AMF species that we have been using, and heavy metal on the uptake of heavy metals, that is copper, lead, and zinc in soybean plant. The results of the study showed that inoculation reduced the uptake of copper and lead in the root and shoot of soybean plant, while increasing the uptake of zinc in the root and shoot. In addition, the results showed that AMF inoculation increased the plant height, leaf area, root dry weight, shoot tree content, and grain yield of soybean. in heavy metal contaminated soil. These findings suggest that AMF inoculation helps to mitigate the negative effect of heavy metal contamination by reducing the uptake of these toxic metals and increasing the uptake of essential metals, thus enhancing growth and yield of soybean plant in heavy metal contaminated soil, which have important implications for agriculture and food security. The yield of what we got in that experiment, that is the yield, which I think will interest you more than all the yield components I've been mentioned. If you can see, the AMF is comparable to AMF plus fertilizer of different rates, but all of them are bigger than control. So therefore, what this means is that it's better, it's more economical, and it's more ecologically viable to use AMF. We explore the effect of nanoparticles. Autosilicate acid fertilizer is a foliar fertilizer on the grain yield component of selected upland rice. This fertilizer was actually imported from Japan. The study consisted of various rates, and we used 5 upland rice fertilizer. We observed that the recommended rate of silicon fertilizer for upland rice grown in valley bottom soil was 500 mils per hectare. The application of the fertilizer increased grain yield per plant, and the least percentage number of fertile spikelet and grain weight per plant was obtained with the control. The study also found that our popular of fodder variety maintained the lowest value for all the yield components. We concluded that improvement in upland rice yield should focus on percentage number of fertile spikelets per panicle, total weight of panicle, and length of panicle. The study also established that the application of foliar silicon nanoparticles improved the yield component of upland rice cultivar. Olaoye et al. 2020. And the yield in this is also reflected above. You can see 200 mils and 500 mils. There is no significant difference, even 700 mils. So instead of wasting money to pour mils on the rice, it's better to use 2. I didn't tell us the background for these studies. We observed that at a certain time, our rice were falling. We call it lodging in agronomy. And the particular nutrient that is responsible for upholding the plant, especially rice, is silicon. It's available in the soil, but it is not available to the plant. So we have to adopt the system of bringing in utilizable silicon. This time around, not through the root, but through the leaf. And this is the result we got. The next slide is about human capacity development. These are my former and present students and mentees in the areas of crop nutrition. Dr. Hafiz Eroga, I think, is here. Alan Taylor is not here, he's in the UK. Olagunju Solomon, if he's not here, should be here. Ade Yemi Nuruddin is here. Late Labaika Ayodabo died about 3 months ago. Others are Hafiz Mogaji, Sifa Deneye, Ajenifa Motayo, Kadija. I cannot mention all of them, but these are the people that just came to my mind as I was talking. Goke Dowu. All of the above are in various private and public establishments, home and abroad, contributing their own quotas to crop nutrition. For instance, Hafiz Mogaji is the fertilizer development officer in a leading agro-allied and food company in Nigeria. Alan Taylor and Goke Dowu are crop nutrition experts in the UK. My current undergraduate student and a PhD student have completed the first step in the development of zinc nanoparticles from affordable plant materials. This product is presently on the first field trial on this campus, and I have a female PhD student on it. This particular experiment is really exciting me because this is an area where a major impact in crop production can be felt. Look, these are the. Yes, I'm also acknowledged too that I have been lucky with my students. I have very hardworking and brilliant students in my career. I want to say that if you have 2 of such, you don't need more students in the next 5 years. You can see this is a lady. She's in the field presently, and this is the rice subjected to nanoparticle and mycorrhizal inoculation. She's a girl. She's a PhD. I don't want to mention her name. Then contribution to the university development. Yeah, this is important for our younger colleagues, that people have sacrificed in the past, and so sacrifice has to continue for the benefit of our institution. I was a member of Task Force 2, saddled with the responsibility of moving the university asset from Mr. Legbeyin to this campus in 1997. Associated with this was the transportation of students and staff from Mr. Legbeyin campus to Alabata with old and rickety buses, land train, 1414, Ford, as a member of the management committee of transportation on campus. Prof. will remember those buses, sir. Then, in 2001, I became the chairman of that committee. At the same time, I was also saddled with the responsibility of the head chief of my department, while still retaining this chairmanship. In 2003, I was moved to the Student Affairs Unit as the first substantive deputy dean of Student Affairs in this university. This particular story is very, very important at this occasion because there was one unfortunate incident, Professor Obukasa, that happened in 2004. Professor Alegbele will testify. Cars were broken, this and that. What led to this? It was because we had to move students from Mr. Alegbele to campus, which was 30 kilometers per stretch, and back again, 60 kilometers. There was nowhere anywhere in the world that anybody could sustain that, collected 10 naira from students. So the university was overwhelmed. So we had to move that to Ashero. But still, Ashero could not work. So then later we went to Alogi. People who live in Abeokuta will understand what I'm saying. These are distances that are short to the university. Then later we moved to camp. It was in camp that these students went on rampage. But I'm happy here today, sir. The majority of those students, those active students, are seated here. Shino Onivade, where are you? Alexandra Amajo. When they heard that I would be having my inaugural lecture, they saw it on the Facebook and media and things like that, and they started calling me, oh God, blah, blah. I want to come. Where are you that you want to come? Some of them are in Lagos, Port Harcourt, and all. They came. I don't want to say this, but honestly, I will say it. They gave me one cow. So, as far as entertainment is concerned, by the grace of God, everybody will eat. Say in 2007, and a bag of rice, led by Shino Difade. Thank you very much, brother. Shino is also the registrar of West African Union University, where I'm a member of the governing council. And I have the pleasure to recognize, I look for him in the front, I can't see him, the president and the founder of that university in the Republic of Benin, Bishop Adeyemi Adewale. You are welcome, sir. In 2007, I was appointed as the chairman task force on water supply to the entire campus. Yes. When they called me, I said, okay, is it because the chest is big? Every big responsibility, they call Murphy. Well, I took it up again. But in 2007 and 8, I ran away for a sabbatical. So when I came back to meet the headship of my department again. And in 2013, I became the deputy dean of my college, and ultimately the substantive dean in 2015 for two terms of 3 years each. In 2015 and 2021, I served as the chairman admission committee, chairman loans committee, chairman committee of deans, secretary association of deans, faculty of agriculture in Nigeria, and member of the governing council of our great university. Thank you very much. Let me don't go too much. Conclusion. Crop nutrition is pivotal to sustainable food production. There is no doubt about it. It has to, we just have to consider that and know it for good. Exploring diverse approaches such as biofertilization, organic farming, precision agriculture, and integrated nutrient management holds the potential for revolutionizing crop nutrition. Sustainable nutrient management practices have been verified to improve plant nutrition. Recommendation. Researchers and farmers should focus on sustainable crop nutrition practices to increase crop yield and quality while maintaining environmental impact. Government agencies and agricultural industries should support research initiatives focused on crop nutrition, soil health, and sustainable agriculture. Nigerians should consider heavy investment in agriculture as it is done in other sectors of the economy, like oil and gas, real estate. This is important because everybody is shouting, rice is expensive, it's 40,000, it's 50,000. Look, a country that is trying to survive, this is an opportunity for money making. You talk about security. The security that is required to keep your petrol station, to keep your gas station, is much more than security that you need for rice production. Give Professor Adigbo 10 million naira. I can tell you it will return 15 million naira to you in the next 3 months, in the next 4 months. So there is a lot of opportunities in this. So anytime anybody tells you rice is expensive, tell them to go to the farm and plant rice. Federal University, sorry sir, my VC sir. Federal Universities of Agriculture should emphasize on exciting innovative crop nutrition practices in agricultural training to elicit the interest of our students and possibly farmers. National Agricultural Research Institute should promote recent development and sustainable innovations in research activities. Only in the atmosphere of tranquility and relative comfort can we retain and get the best from our best brains. Therefore, Nigeria as a country should allow lecturers to breathe. University workers are pivotal to any country's development. They must be treated as such. Acknowledgement. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, I have been brought up to place gratitude to Almighty God as an everyday routine, and I do this in a minimum of 165 times in a day. If you don't get it, forget about it. And this will continue till the end of my time. I recognize the presence of God in my life. If not by His grace and mercy, I won't be qualified to be here at this moment. This life, indeed, does not have a formula. It's a quote I inherited from a brilliant young old man I met years back, Oluwaseun Grillo. I don't know if you are here. He told me he would come. If life had formula, my friends, Olaoye Agbola, Ogunto Ashe, Adenina, would have preferred formula for the problem confronting humanity. My father, Pastor Olaoye Atayese, exited this wonderful world before I could say a car Bani at the age of less than 3. I'm not even sure I could recognize him. At the time he left, we were 3 naughty boys and a gentle girl, with mommy and the last one. About 3 months after his death, came. God has been so wonderful in our lives that He spared our mother's life till this moment. Though very aged, and I've wanted her to be here, but alas, she's like a baby now. I wish she was here. She was active until about 8 months ago, when she fell as usual due to old bones. She sacrificed every comfort of her life to keep us going. I recall telling her after my primary school that I wanted to further my education. You will reach to get to the peak of your chosen career. She replied. And I wondered within myself how she intended to achieve that, seeing my brothers and my younger ones. I have concluded since that time that mothers' prayers are important tools for survival and excellence. This part of my life reminds me of Dolly Parton 1971 song, Coat of Many Colors. Shegun Solomon, sing it in your mind. That was my when we were in postgraduate school. What linked us together was music. The guy likes music, and I also love it. Now, look at these guys. You can see we use pinhole cameras, just like my dad's picture. We use pinhole cameras to take the picture. This woman you are seeing, this beautiful girl, that's the first girl in the family. And this her name is who put doctor? Because her name is also Adijat, just like my wife. So my wife's name is Adijat. So they put doctor. She's not a doctor. She's a retired teacher. That's a pillar to the rest of us, except the last born. Late Sulu Oyejide Atayese was the second born. He died around this time last year. Prof, that was why I could not attend the conferment of fellowship to me. Jinka Atayese, yeah? Yes. And Mundashiru Oladapo Atayese. The one that stood last is the most stubborn. Then I follow him. We are still fighting. We still fight every day, even up to this point. And Jinka Atayese, that's it. And the wife, where is Mama Fis? Yeah, Fis. Where's your memo? Yeah, Fis Lele yo. And this is Madam Atayese. Then I remember my late father-in-law, late Alhaji Ahmed Oluwalambe Raji, and Alhaji Abusharat Aderilaji. I can't see them. They told me they'll be here. Where is she? Alhaja, wow. Please. I want to thank you for having an amazing soul as a daughter in whom I found a soulmate. Alhaja Adijat Morake Lanion and late Alhaji Gani Omotosho are my foster parents. Alhaji Gani Omotosho and Alhaja Morake Lanion, whom I refer to as my mom's firstborn, of Oluyori Okofa. Being the first child, bore all the pains of a firstborn. She stood solidly for all of us. Even from a tender age till this moment, when I tell you I'm going home, I'm going to her. She created, I think God created her for us. Our husband of blessed memory, who I would have been very happy if he was able to witness today's occasion, was an angel. He was for me in particular, until I became a source of pride to him. Wow. The Lanion family, here represented by Tunde Lanion. I've not seen others. Maybe they are still coming. They are scattered all over Nigeria. Tunde Lanion, are you still with Glow? You know, Yinka Lanion is my nephew, so I'm not recognizing him specially on that. Dayo is, they are politicians. Bayo, Adelabu, and all of them. You know, so these are the most amazing souls one could ever grow up with. It was never apparent that I was not a biological child of that family. I want to use this medium to say I will be eternally grateful to you guys for allowing me to thrive amidst austerity, amidst austerities in the 80s and the military dictatorship. We lived like, dictatorship in the 90s. We lived like sheriffs in the city of Ibadan. Thank you for accepting my excesses. I was a bad boy, I know. Some guys are not here. Olumide Adewale, are you there? Well, Oladele Olayinka, I am very, very sure he's watching this from Dallas or wherever. Yeah, Dallas, yeah. Or Houston, yeah, either of the two. Shina Onivade, I mentioned to the other, Dapo came because of this inaugural from Dublin on Thursday. Am I right? Thank you very much, my brother. These are my brothers from another mother. They have been so amazing. Yes, I'm grateful to the university. The opportunity given to me by UNAP, and lately FUNAP. Here, I maintained my job. I served. I was served. I trained. I was also trained. My children have all passed through the university at different levels, including the staff and the secondary school. Above all, I got married. I got married to a Unabite. Don't ask me how. If you know, you know. Professor Wuka will know. Tunde Idowu will know. And I think the chairman of the education will also know. I acknowledge all the former vice chancellor, right from Professor Nidadidibe to Professor F.K. Salako. Professor Balogun called me and told me he would have wanted to be here, but I was away. My gratitude to them. All the former principal, all the current principal officers. Professor C.N. Ikeobi was my dean, student affairs, after Professor Onwuka left. Olaoye Adebayo, Prof, my DVCD is my family in FUNAP. Auntie Tony Morufat, I recognize you. Olukaide Oshinoga, acting buzzer, we worked together severally in Mankot, remember? And Dr. Abayomi, I congratulate you for the new position. Yeah, the former vice chancellor, or the former deputy vice chancellor. I don't want to be repeating names because I know there are some names I'll still mention. So, but for the avoidance of doubt, I have some people that I call my family. You know, when I look at them, I'm comfortable that they are there. These are Professors Akere Duluale. Hello, Sonny is not here. He sent his message. Professor T.O. Arowolo. Yomolo, do you still remember? Then all the former principal officers. Yes, my godfather in science, Professor Oluwole Oshonubi, a manager of man resources. To be able to manage me and nurture me through postgraduate school was an Aquila task. I was not a bad student though, but I wanted to remain in town because of all those bad boys, like I said. His research grant paved the way for me, the African Bioscience Fund for part of my master's program, and the early farming network for tropical Africa saved me through my PhD. He was so patient with me and nurtured me to fruition. When others who had the same opportunity at that time could not graduate even one master's student, 6 of us benefited from the grant. Although only 2 of us were fellows, it was an amazing and productive experience. This was the reason why I referred to him as manager of men and resources. And for our information, he was the first person to enter this hall today. Thank you very much, sir. Professor Dr. T.M. Salisu is a former university librarian, the former University Amiri, University Committee, and chairman of our wedding reception. Thank you, sir. He would have been here too, but he's in the US. He will come back tomorrow. And it's really paying that he couldn't be here. I want to acknowledge again that you have been a source of inspiration to us. And publicate that all your prayers on that day were answered and are still being answered till now. I remember him telling me that anytime my wife asks for anything, as you just say, Olorun Ashe, whether it is there or not. I'm telling you, I'm a testimony to that today. Olorun Ashe, more than she. Professor Tayo, thank you very much for coming around. When I wanted to call him, I was reluctant. Said, this man came for our business. He was here for any government. I will call him again. This man is we should allow him to rest. But then go and say, call him. He would like to be part of this, the glory days of the Murphy Group. The Murphy Group are here today. My Vice Chancellor, Professor Nicowen. Prof. Enigome was acting Vice Chancellor of this university, and I'm sure you came here for one of his teachings. So, he is a personification of hard work, efficient leadership, academic excellence, and a strong believer in strong arguments. As a leader and mentor, we read him to know what to do at any point in time. We could not replicate him in all our attributes as humans, but we stood for what he represented. And up to this moment, the aura of Brother Tayo is still in Copeland, as reflected in our present day, who, I don't know whether fortunate or unfortunately, groomed by another hardworking person, Professor Afolani. Thank you very much for being around. Professor Latif Hussein, warden of Awolowo UI, when I was the president of that hall, and former vice chancellor of University of Lagos, Lagos State University, was a mentor and a reliable individual. He believed so much in me and facilitated my coming to this university under Professor Nibe Adedibe. May his soul rest in perfect peace. Yes, these are my senior colleagues in the university, in the college rather. They all took batons from Professor Tayo, and everything that followed them was in the same line of excellence and hard work. All of these people are amazing individuals. I don't want to single out anybody, but I'm forced to talk about Professor Afolani. The first person I saw when I entered this university was Professor Afolani. I entered the office down. I saw one person using glasses. At that time, I was so young. I always feel, reserved or withdrawn when I see people using glasses and putting somewhere like this. But when I spoke with him, he spoke so softly, and the thing sank into me. Sir, you taught me to know that strong people don't shout when they are passing information. Thank you very much. I welcome his amiable wife too. She's one of the most misunderstood personalities on campus. But we met later in life, and I discovered that there's nobody that is as humble, as understanding as Professor Mrs. Afolani. Thank you very much for being part of this occasion. Well, about today, I can't say enough about him. He was the dean when I became his deputy dean, and he handed over to me. Thank you very much, sir. We know each other, we'll continue when we get to the college. Professor Soton, I don't know if he's here. He taught me a very good lesson. I remember telling Enukomo that, so she be doing I don't blame Other Satan for what happened then. You remember? Only a few of us know the story. So, and I don't want to waste more time. I'm grateful to the College of Plant Science and Crop Production. Thank you very much for the support you have given. I'm particularly moved when I see you in uniform. I'm not aware of this. I don't know whether this is for me or what, but please keep my own note. Thank you very much. All the HODs that served when I was the dean, I appreciate all of you. I think more than 10 of them served as HOD because I spent 6 years. You can imagine. And they all cooperated. I cannot remember any time I had any major issue with them except once. And God has resolved it. Yes, don't let me start mentioning him. But I want to mention Mr. Coker. That guy, when he was in the college, was a great guy. Spent his money, energy, time, and everything on the college. I appreciate him. Some people work with me. Mrs. Lasisi, I don't know if she's here. Mrs. Akimbode, Oluwatoyin. Those are the first non-teaching staff we employed in PPCE. And since then, we have hooked together till this moment. Thank you. Egbewole, Olani, and Fatumbi also work with me at various levels. Well, my childhood friend, I wish I had legs that rose in my life. We played and had fun together. We also engaged in different sporting activities together, soccer in particular. I love football, though. I played it up to 2 years ago. If they had overwhelmed me with negative influences, I would have probably not be here at this moment. Idowani Bire, where are you? Yeah, Jugu, that's the name we call him in secondary school. Was the most, interesting among us. Felix Akinpelu is watching this. I have to mention his name so that you know that I mention his name. He's watching it in the US. I was with Funlalala in the UK a month ago. She was there. Olaoye wanted to come with Adnibire, but he had a little each. But these are my very great guys as youths. I had some support when I was coming up. I've mentioned it at one time or the other. I led farming for tropical Africa, for tropical agro in Africa. That's AFNETA. Dr. Takra was the coordinator then, followed by Sangiga and later Dr. Shiname. I'm grateful to all of them. International Institute for Tropical Agriculture Management for giving me the opportunity to stay with them. Israeli Foreign Mission for some travels. Thank you very much. Professor Sobulo of Soil Lab in Ibadan sponsored my last 6 months PhD because I couldn't submit my thesis before the fellowship lapsed, and somebody has to continue. So Professor Sobulo is dead. May his soul rest in power. National Agricultural Research Council, that's the name I wanted to remember. They gave us a grant with Professor Kandi Okeleye. It was a massive project. About 3 PhD students graduated from this, a lot of master students. One of them was Idowu Goke that I mentioned, is in the UK. Thank you very much. Tertiary Education Trust Fund also gave me some fund. Yes, my brothers-in-law. Tunde Raji is the chairman of SOA Technology and Construction. I don't know if he's there. Tunji Raji is the chairman of SOA Foods and Confectionaries. My mother-in-law was a great guy, a great woman in food industry. So what happened is that most of her children took over or just follow us. So if you see them in food, only the firstborn, Bolaji Raji, is he here? Maybe he's still in the here. He's the chairman of Black Gold Petroleum. I'm expecting him before the end of this lecture. Maybe he'll be there. So thank you very much, all of you. Tone and Leke Costa. Leke is here with us in Agricons. Are you there? Then Tone is in Rotunda Hospital, Dublin, with Dapo. That stood up the other time. Both of them work in the same. Dapo is the manager of that hospital. And Tone is a work there. So I am grateful for all of you for having a star as a sister. Alaji and Alaji Akimade, represented by their son, Akim. Thank you very much. Those are my in-law. Alaji Taiwo and Dr. Bimpe Egberongbe, both of them of OU. Thank you. These are my in-laws. Alaji and Alaja Gafar, represented by my niece, Debola Gafar. Thank you. All of you are appreciated. Yes, these are my nieces. 80% of these people pass through FUNAB. So when I say I'm grateful to FUNAB, you should know the reason. They passed through FUNAB under my tutelage, and they did not distort, they didn't fuck me up. Atayese, Sheriff and his wife, they saw each other in full science and they married each other. And Debola finished from here, Femi Gava finished from here. Yeah, Nyola finished from here. Afis finished from here, you know. Bimbola Amsat, where are you? She also finished from here, thank you very much, and all of them like that. My cousins, they promised to be here, but I can't see them. Thank you. I have friends on this campus, friends, so many of them. Oh, you Dairo, that's the Dean of Engineering. Why developing Dean of COVEC? Also, Alaji and Alaji Adeleke, are they here? Professor Kola de Bolaniwa of where are you? I saw you before I came in. Professor Michael Soje, Fola Ogumefu, Barrister Demola Agbaje, Adebi Bodeni. They are in various places. The Iliasu family of Odiaji, Ajibike Tinubu, Idowu Liasu, and Professor Emo Liasu. That's the former acting VC of Lautech. my fellows with whom we train together in the same laboratory, Professor Olusegun Autoye, Olajire Fagbola, Olushola Oyetunji, Ede Toko, Toyin Hussein, and Tony Awabedike. Thank you very much for being here. I've seen Professor Fagbola, I think he's here. We'll see immediately after the lecture. Yes, I have some other friends in the graduate school. Many of them are at the VC. Is my time going? It's my day. Enugo told me that. Isaac Itodo, Kayode Adibawale, Edward Elanigbeku, Ben Ayade, Kayode Fashai, Lanre Tairu, Razak Ijadola, Professor Olatunde Akinlade, Segun Ajiboye Ademola Remu. Thank you very much for being. Some senior friends, Prof. Abiodun Segun Alegbele, D. Agbola Ajayi, Professor Ajayi Michael, T.O.S. Pupola. I've lost some colleagues, Professor Kendi Okileye, Olaoye Edema, Professor Apantaku, Professor Shopoju Ishakamomo, Nike Adibe, Femi Ogini, Adetoyi. And then our families, you can see your name there, please, represented by Professor Omemo, Akinto Ogunkomi, Afolabi, so many of them. Then our faces of ASU chairpersons. These are the people that kept the university on a straight course by their own contribution. Thank you very much, guys. I have a special assignment for you, Professor Oni, Professor Badmos, please, immediately after this lecture. Adeleye, you are doing a good job. Thank you very much. Professor Bangboshe, I served under him. NASU executive, SANU executive, NAT executive, and members, I'm grateful to you all. Yes, I have my people from Odaike here. Edaderunke, Niya and Emi Alawode. It's the same Alawode of our university. Mr. Ogunshola. Ogunshola is in Cadiz. Thank you very much for being around. Niya Alawode is the district overseer of Abeokuta district first. Yeah, my associate from Lagos, Flora, Monday, Alhaji Lukman Akamo is in Abeokuta, Akapo Phillips. Thank you very much. Flora and Monday are representative of light gas from Lagos. You know, we have been talking about gas, air, and all of that. So, yeah. Yes, I have some friends who have been with me for the past 40 years, and we keep talking, we keep moving. Just about a month ago, one of us, called Adedigi, facilitated our annual vacation in Ishmael, Turkey. He said we should come to the UK, and we went. One of the guys that we went together is Laja. He's the Dean, Faculty of Social Science, University of Lagos. He's the zonal coordinator of ASU, and he's the one I refer to, and we used to call him in the 80s, Chairman Mao. Thank you very much, Inspector. Yes, Felix Banji Ayola. Thank you very much for being. We were there together. We had fun. Thank you for making it remarkable. And the wife is there. Then our family in Lasu. I can't mention all the names because of time. Because I can see the timekeeper trying to. Because I have to talk about social clubs. ASN, Ashero All Star. Are you here? All Stars, the chairman, thank you very much. Ogun Tennis Association, are you here? Thank you very much. Epami Dupe, the Middle Estate, I hope you are. Thank you very much, sirs. Funab Muslim Community, Abeokuta branch of Modake Progressive Union, Modake near Lufumio, Modake Islamic Grammar School, Old Student Association, Up Schools, thank you very much. Modake Muslim Intellectuals, led by Professor Rahouf. Please, are you there? Yes, Rahouf Kamil. Thank you very much. Cooking Gas Proprietors Association. I'm sure some people is wondering, what are those people doing? It's all about gas. And here. Yes, this is my own friend. This is my friend. Sorry, I'm not talking about the Vice Chancellor. I'm talking about my friend. Professor and Mrs. Tunde Kehinde and Yabo Kehinde. They are my friends. Ololade and Idowu Enikumeyin. He is my friend. These are members of original Murphy Group. But sir, the Murphy Group had expanded over the years, and we transferred the same value and virtue. I have Professor Babatunde Olufamiledu. I have picked these three people first because everything had not been rosy. I had that moment in this system. These are the people that supported me with everything, prayer, support, strategies, and everything. Thank you very much, guys. I appreciate it. Python, very gentle and brilliant individual. I call him Python. This is Bolan. We knew each other from postgraduate school. We call him Bolan. Pass now, pass. And he will score goals. But since then, he has stopped scoring real goals. I don't know what kind of goals he scores now. Yes, these four people have something in common. They all are Russian trained. I have Segun Solomon. Professor Economy, we've been together for 20 years. We were in the same office. There was no time we had a quarrel. I don't know how we managed it, but I'm sure it was one that managed it. Such a gentle giant. Thank you very much for accommodating me. Franco, that's the person they call my 5 and 6. We are always together. When I play football, he's there. When I play tennis, he's always there. Then Professor Olaoye. This is a different individual entirely. The contribution to this lecture, his contribution is so marvelous. Thank you very much, sir. He's always willing to support. Yes, Professor C.F.I. Onwuka was the Dean of Student Affairs Unit. I was his deputy. He is a mentor. My wife and I look up to him in so many ways. He facilitated the award of fellowship of our esteemed Agricultural Association Society of Nigeria conferred on me about this time last year. Thank you very much, sir. My Dean, J.J. Atugu. I thank him for nominating me. I encouraging me to get ready as I did. I did not think after an 8-month salary season, I should be preparing for the inaugural lecture. But thank God, our Vice Chancellor presented a motion in Senate to modify the burden of inaugural lecture sometimes after, and that's why we are having it here. Thank you very much, my Dean. I appreciate it. Team inaugural. Yes, permit me to just say this. It's important because when I was chairman of MANCOT, I served so many committees, so many people, so many committees, conferences and all of that. We'll carry people, when at the end of the conference, when they are doing Thanksgiving, nobody will remember me. I felt so bad. I felt, well, it was the university responsibility. So I want to thank the publication committee. At the time, Professor Bodney was not around. Professor Shotinoye took it over. And when Professor Bodney came, she took over the responsibility. Thank you very much. Aziz Jamil, B.H. Njobi, V.I. Olaoye, O.A. Nukume, thank you very much for the vetting, the first set of vetting of this document. Nuru Adeyemi, Olanrewaju Oni, Solomon Lagunji, Abiodun Akubile. Honestly, I appreciate you. They are the people behind this presentation in terms of PowerPoint and all of the above. I am ready to share the credit with them, but I take responsibilities for any shortcoming therein. Yes, my children. Omoshewa, has he come? Latifat, Samia Damilola, Sophia Olayemi, Solia Oluwakemi, and Sobira. That's the baby of the house. You can see they are all girls. Thank you, girls, for not putting me through serious pressure. But I've released the dogs. So now I'm ready to collect yams. My wife, I have a lady. A lady with the Midas touch. She is focused, tenacious, multi-talented, yet subservient and submissive to me. Our make of kindness seems inexhaustible. I will not fail to mention that she is beautiful as well. Busy, not Jack, of all trades, is a master of all. She's a perfect complement of the greatest gift of all. Her commitment and ability to accommodate me made us so strong. Thank you, Abike, for loving everything, around me, my own family, my friends, and all that I care about. Above all, you join hands in building a stable and strong empire in our lifetime. Remember that song that was sung in 1998 at Amalasho when we were still at the Salegbe in Abeokuta campus by Joy Mitchell.
I swear by the moon and the stars in the skies, and I swear like the shadow that's by your side.
I dedicate the next two stanzas below to you, my love, from a song titled My Love Is Your Love. Honestly, I would have sung this song, but I'm not a good singer. But let me just manage these two stanzas. If tomorrow is Judgment Day, and I stand on the front line, and the Lord asked me what I did with my life, I will say, I spent it with you. We are. It's okay as long as I got you. If I should die this day, don't cry. Please don't cry. Cause on earth, you are not meant to say. And no matter what people say, don't matter. I'll be waiting for you after the judgment day. My love is your love. It will take an eternity to break us. And the chains of Amsterdam I kept it all away from her. It's true. I hate to see you cry. I stop it at this moment. Thank you very much, the audience. Happy. Please, don't worry. Your name is in Book of Life.
Folami, the former Dean of the Postgraduate School of this university and the former Vice Chancellor of Augustine University. Mr. M.O. Ayola. Mr. Ayola, you are welcome. And then coming to this side, okay, Professor D. Agbola, you are welcome, sir. He was the Dean of Coal Bios, the pioneer Dean. And then our own ex-that, Professor CFI Onwuka. Please, you are welcome. Dr. Mrs. Lydia Onwuka, you are welcome, ma. Thank you very much. All the principal officers who have served the university, I want to appreciate you. And please permit me to welcome every member of the Atayese. Of particular mention is High Chief Folorun Awoniyi, representing the Ogugua of Modakeke. Daddy, you are welcome, sir. So, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you as we come to the end of this inaugural lecture. Thank you very much.
Please, a better round of applause for the Vice Chancellor. And a better one also for our inaugural lecturer. Please, a vital information, Professor Nuri. Let's give Professor Atayese a round of applause once again. But I think today he's not just a producer or crop nutritionist, but a musician. And I don't think we need the VC's approval for him to remix the Chief Ebenezer Obey's song. Thank you very much for that remix. We want to appreciate everybody seated here, and we thank you for making out time to be part of this 83rd inaugural lecture of the Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta. We have the exit plan for today, and first, the procession will be, we exit the hall through the left-hand side here, others to be seated in the hall, and students in the hall also to stay at the gallery. Please note, you have enough to eat and take away, courtesy of our inaugural lecturer. We thank you very much. Please national anthem.
Shall never be in vain. To serve with heart and mind, one nation bound in freedom, peace and unity.
Thank you very much. Please may we remain standing for the academic procession to exit the hall. Note once again, the academic staff will go through exit A by my right-hand side after the procession must have left the hall. The special guests of the inaugural lecturer through exit B to conference room 2. Others to remain seated in the hall. Students at the gallery. Thank you very much for honoring this invitation. Thank you very much for making today a reality. Thank you very much for being part of FUNAB 83rd inaugural lecture. We wish you all safe journey to your various destinations. Thank you once again. You're highly appreciated.